Hey y'all, cooking, cutting up, keeping it real. Today in my kitchen, I'm making chicken noodle soup to take to my parents. My mom was diagnosed with COVID, and so they are quarantining, and I'm gonna porch deliver them some delicious, nutritious chicken soup. I took about a third of a cup or a fourth of a cup of all-purpose flour, and I'm gonna make some slurry water out of it, just with hot water, to act as a thickener for the broth. And I have boiled a whole chicken on low for 2 hours, covered, and I took the rest of the chicken carcass, some of the bones, and put it back in and brought it to a boil again. I wanted to get all the flavor that I can possibly get from the chicken bones and some of the skin of the chicken before I get on with my soup. So I deboned this chicken and set the chicken to the side, and it smells really good. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna keep this boiling, and I'm gonna pop the top on 1 can of cream of mushroom soup. And let me grab a clean spoon. I have 2 carrots that I washed and diced. I also have just a little head of spring onions that I've also washed and diced. They're going in to the broth. Along with this cream of mushroom soup. Just give it a little more richness. Now, I'm also going to put this slurry water in. Give it a little thickness to the soup. Give that a little stir. Now, I'm going to add salt and pepper, although I seasoned my chicken when I cooked it with salt and pepper, some poultry seasoning, some everyday all-purpose seasoning. This is my last seasoning that I'm going to add to it. I'm going to add a heaping teaspoon of the everyday all-purpose seasoning, which has garlic powder, onion powder, salt, pepper, and parsley. I'm also going to add just a shake of poultry seasoning. Okay, this has some sage in it. It'll make the flavor of the soup pop. I also added 1 tablespoon before I started this. When I put the chicken bones back in there to let it boil, I put a tablespoon of celery salt. Okay, because I didn't have any celery. Okay, so into this pot, I'm going to add my chicken. I'm going to break it apart as I add it. I'm going to bring this to a boil, and then I'm going to simmer this for about 30 minutes on low. And then I'm going to add my noodles at the very end, right before I get ready to take it over to my parents and leave it on their porch. I just pray that she gets better, which I know she will, and that Daddy doesn't get it. They're quarantining together, so I thought this was the least I could do is feed them. And I'm going to use the no yolk. Let me show you. These egg noodles. But you can use whatever noodles you want. I'm going to use these extra wide egg noodles in mine. I'll take a picture of it when it's all done and put together. But that is how I'm doing chicken soup. Excuse me. It's going to be that time of weather to start some soups, and chicken soup's always a good one when you just don't feel good. And I actually added a little extra seasoning to this because I know from having COVID, my taste buds were so affected. So I want Mama to be able to taste it, if at all possible. So I'm going to bring this to a boil, then I'll cover it and let it simmer for about 30 minutes on low. Then I'll add my noodles and I'll run it over there to them. Anyway, chicken noodle soup, for the ones that you love, give it a try. Freezes beautifully, and you can share it. Anyway, thanks for tuning in, y'all. See ya.